Hey everybody, this is Maxine Taylor, and we are approaching the inauguration of Donald Trump. And I thought, since I talked about his chart last week, talking about what's going to be going on with him from the time of that last video till the inauguration, I thought it might be interesting to look at President Obama's chart for the same period of time. Now, today is January 1st, 2017. Just a short period of time, in just a short period of time, President Obama will be leaving office. But until that occurs, there is so much going on, as we know, between Trump and President Obama and world leaders, that I thought it might be interesting to take a look at what's going on with our president while he is still in office. I'm going to describe the three eclipses that we had in August and September, because they're in effect right now in your chart, in my chart, in Donald Trump's chart, and in President Obama's chart. The August 18th eclipse had him doing his thing his way. And this, whether to his detriment or not, he was bound and determined to do it his way, and that is what he's doing. He is readjusting his relationship with our open enemies, not letting them go, not dumping them, but restructuring it, reestablishing it, just kind of adjusting how we deal with our allies and our enemies who are out in the open versus those who are behind the scenes. Big emphasis on home and family, obviously, because he will be leaving the home where he has lived for 8 years. Okay, but this is him doing his thing his way. The September 1st eclipse showed that other people called the shots, other people were in control. These would be our open enemies, people we trusted, people we believed in, as well as some of our allies, and they called the shots. So you can see in the first eclipse, President Obama was doing things his way. With the second eclipse, other people are calling the shots. And it's a power struggle, needless to say. Now, the third eclipse was September 16th. And this one, rather than detracting from his public image, which the August 18th eclipse did, helps his public image. His values are strong. There's an emphasis on personal finances here. And he is pulling away from those people who claim to be friends and may not be. These eclipses, of course, will be with us till February, and he will be out of office January 20th. Now, there are a couple of things that are very important during this brief period of time that I want to talk about. First of all, and I'm going to give astrological jargon. For those of you who don't know what I'm saying, I'll explain it. For those of you who study astrology, I hope this is helpful to you. First of all, right now, the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd of January, transiting Mars is on his anti-vertex in his first house. And this is him saying, my way or the highway. This is him saying, I'm going to do it my way. I'm in command. And that is what he's doing, essentially. The second important thing I want to mention is that Mercury is going to go direct, as we know, on Sunday, on the 8th. And this is a time when the sun enters his 12th house. In other words, there's more behind the scenes activities for him. You might say, well, of course, because he's leaving office. The 12th house is not just behind the scenes activities of an escaping nature. The 12th house deals in a mundane chart with our hidden enemies. And since he's president, I'm going to interpret the sun entering his 12th house as dealing with hidden enemies. Now, the sun is the giver of life. And so there can be progress made, but it will be behind the scenes. We will probably never know the details of it, but it is going on. I've seen this in charts forever. When I did political forecasts on CNN back in the 1980s, in politicians' charts, there was always a strong 12th house emphasis because so much was going on behind the scenes. And surprise, it's still going on behind the scenes. We really do not know what's happening. We only know what we are told is happening. This is not an indictment. This is a fact when we see 12th house activity. So with the sun entering his 12th house, there can be a light that is shown, a light that can help our relationships with our hidden enemies. And this is a lot of, this may take place in the form of a retaliation toward Russia, which is what President Obama has been talking about. Covert actions. That's what this does. This is the sun is the giver of life, so it's a very positive ray that it shines. Nevertheless, it is behind the scenes. Okay, this will be taking place when Mercury goes direct on the 8th. Very, very interesting, January 8th. Then, after Mars is on his anti-vertex and he's, you know, loaded for bear doing what he wants, Venus sits on his anti-vertex the 13th and 14th. He may feel that on the 12th. And this is the make nice aspect, Venus being loving and caring. And so he'll be very firm at the very beginning. He may be angry at the very beginning of the month right now, and then it will smooth over. However, by mid-month, the 15th through the 17th, just a few days before the inauguration, transiting Mars is in opposition to his natal Mars in the 7th house. And this can very easily be, I shouldn't say will, because we really don't know what somebody's going to do. But the potential is to pull away from open enemies who may be angry at us, to take a stand for himself in the face of adversaries, Mars opposite Mars. Now, the transiting North Node is sitting on his Pluto in his 7th house all month. Pluto is the planet of control. It's also the planet of transformation. We never know which way it's going to go. Pluto is the planet of all or nothing. And with a North Node on Pluto, it gives, it helps our open enemies, our relationships with our open enemies. It puts the transiting South Node in his 1st house, which is not, as I talked about with the August 18th eclipse, has him doing things his way. With the North Node on Pluto in his 7th house, while our open adversaries have the power and control, there can be a transformation in that arena. So I'll be doing more of these reports. Stay tuned, because after Mercury goes direct, I will be starting a new report. I guess we're going to call it the Trumpology report, meaning I'm combining Trump and astrology. And I'll be sharing what I see in his chart, in the charts of Republicans, world leaders, if I can get their birth times, and I'll share it with you. Just facts. You determine how you choose to view it, okay? Ball is in your court. So, happy New Year to everybody out there. I hope to talk with you during the course of this year. And until we meet again, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours and on the United States of America.